Hello and welcome to Sew with Christine. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make this amazing Bubu dress. It has a necktie and a gathered sleeve with band at the wrist area. So if this tutorial is what you're interested in learning, kindly watch through to the end of this video and I would urge you not to skip any parts. Before we proceed, I would like you to hit the subscribe button, do like this video and share to those that it will be beneficial to. If you don't want to miss out on more tutorials from me, do turn your post notification bell on. Here is the fabric that I will be using for this tutorial, and this is the piece of fabric that I will be using for the band at the wrist area. So I've gone ahead to lay down my fabric and I'm going to take the width of this dress. The width is 26. I'll be making use of 26 inches. For you to get the width of your dress, measure from the center back of your neck through to where you want your dress to stop. I would advise you stop at your wrist area or 2 inches above your wrist. A wider width of fabric is better so that by the time you add the band at the wrist region, it's going to push up the gathered area to help give it that puffy effect. The length of this dress is 60, that is the full length of the fabric. At the top part area here, I'll go ahead and mark out the starting line of 0.5 inch. On the starting line, I'll take down the neck width measurement. I'm making use of 2.5 inches. Now this depends on the neck measurements that you are working with. If it's a bigger neck size, you can use 3 inches or 2.75 inches. For the back neck depth, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. So this fabric is folded into 4. I'm just going to open this up so you can see. That is, I'm working on the front and on the back together. I'll go ahead and connect the neck depth of the back to the neck width. Next, I'm going to take down the neck depth measurement for the front part. For this, I'll be using 2.5 inches. Afterwards, I'll go ahead and connect the width to that of the neck depth. After this, I'm going to measure down the width of the sleeve. So from the starting line here, I'm going to come downward by 18 inches. Remember, we are going to be gathering the sleeve area. So that is why I'll be needing this wide width of sleeve. From this point, I'll go inward by 1 inch for the seam allowance there. Alright, the next part that we would be working on is the length of this dress. So from the starting line here, I'm just going to mark the hip line. We won't be needing this. It's not necessary for making this dress. The reason I'm going to mark this is so that by the time I move my dress upward, I can continue my measurement from that exact point. The area that I need for this dress is the knee area, and I have this at 40 inches. After marking this down, I'll go ahead and draw a line over this marked area. On this knee line here, I'm going to mark down 18 inches. This will serve as the width for the hem of this dress as well. So these are measurements that I've taken at the knee line. I'm going to come down to the hem here and I will mark down that same measurements down here. Afterwards, I'm going to connect the marked area at the knee line to the marked area at the hemline. Next, I'm going to use a curved line to connect from the end of the sleeve width to meet with this marked area at the knee line. But before that, I'm going to come downward from the knee by 2 inches. But if you want yours to remain at the knee line, then it's fine. But if you want to extend this downward by 2 inches, you can also do that. I'll go ahead and cut out this pattern. So guys, if you have watched this tutorial to this point and you are yet to subscribe to my channel, Please, I would like you to hit the subscribe button right now. Do like this video, and if you have questions regarding this tutorial, of course, we are not done with this. You can leave your questions in the comment section, and do not forget to share to friends and families. For the neckline, I'm going to cut only the back. Once I'm done cutting this out, I'm going to separate the front from the back part before cutting out the front neckline only. So this is it, guys. I've gone ahead to separate the front from the back fabric, and I'll go ahead and cut out the front neckline. From the neck depth here at the center front, I'm going to come downward by 5 inches. This will serve as a neckline slit opening. Then I will cut through to this area where I marked the 5 inches. Alright guys, this is it. This is what it looks like. Next is for us to cut the facing. I'm just going to cut this piece of fabric here, and I'm going to place the front part of this dress onto the facing. Once I'm done arranging this on the facing, I'm going to mark the 5 inches length and the neckline. Then I'll go ahead and cut this out. Then at this side, I'm just going to curve this area. Now that our facing is ready, I'm going to place it onto the front parts, right side facing right side. So I'll take this to the sewing machine and I will sew from one end through to the other end. Here we have the neckline all sewn up. You can see how neat this is. Next is for us to sew the shoulders close. So I'm going to bring in the back part and place it over the front like this, and sew this shoulder as well as the other shoulder. So once I'm done sewing the shoulders, I'm going to stitch up the sides as well. From this part, I'm just going to sew straight down, and I will repeat the same thing on this side. Here we are, guys. I'm done sewing the shoulders, and look at the sides. I'm through with the sides. So this is what the side looks like. Since we are done with this, the next thing that we'll be working on is the necktie. So I have my fabric here for the necktie folded in two. I have the length of this necktie at 27 inches, and I have the width at 4 inches, but on fold it gives 2 inches. Now you can make yours longer than this if you want, or you can keep it at this length. Next is for us to cut this part of this necktie. You're just going to cut through to the edge this way. You can keep yours the way it is, or you can cut out the edge of your tie. Now that depends on your preference. Next, I'm going to bring in the dress, and I'm going to fold the neckline into two. What we're about to do, we want to take the neck measurement, that is the half neckline measurement. So from the center front like so, I'm going to measure through to the center back. So whatever value we have here is the half measurement of our neckline. And that is what I'm going to mark down here from the center part of this necktie. So I'll take this to the sewing machine, and I'm going to sew from this area that I marked downward. I won't sew this other part that I measured. Here is the necktie. I've gone ahead to turn this inside out. But before we sew this to the main dress, I'm going to notch this area, which is a starting point of the stitches. I'll do the same thing for the other parts of this tie. This is to make sewing this necktie onto the main dress easy and convenient. So we'll need to get the midpoint of our neckline. For that, I'm going to fold this in two. Then once I get the midpoint of the center back, I'm going to notch that area. So go ahead and also notch the midpoint of the tie. Next, I'm going to place this tie right side facing right side. I'll pick one part of the tie and place it right side towards the right side of this dress, and I'm going to take this to the machine and sew round from one end of the neckline to the other. Ensure that the notched parts of the dress and the tie are well aligned. So guys, this is it. I've gone ahead to sew this onto the dress, and next is for us to sew the other parts, which is the facing of the necktie, onto our neckline. So I'm just going to fold the edge of this necktie and run my stitches through onto the neckline like so. I'm done sewing this, and this is what we have guys here. This is looking very beautiful. So I will go ahead and make a bow out of this necktie. After this, we will move to the sleeve part where we'll gather the sleeve and add the band to it. So if you have watched this tutorial to this point and you have not liked my video, please give this video a thumbs up, and I would like you to subscribe to this channel. If you want more updates on my tutorials, turn your post notification bell on. Coming to the wrist region here, where we have the 18 inches sleeve width, I'm going to run my gathers onto these parts. Now you can make tiny pleats or you can use gathers, that is up to you. But for me, I'm making use of gathers. Now I have my fabric here all cut out, alright. The length of this is 6 inches and I have the width at 9 inches. If you want to make your band, it's best to use fabric that has a little stretch to it so that it can easily pass through your palm. And you do not want it to be loose when it is worn, you want it to be fitted. So that is why you need that stretchy fabric. So when you are sewing, you are going to make it a very fitted one. So I've cut these two for each hand. So I'll go ahead and sew the top part of both of these. Alright, I'm done sewing these and this is what they look like. Next, I'm going to fold this again into two and I'll take them back to the sewing machine and sew from top to the bottom. This is what they look like. After sewing, I'm going to turn this way. Just fold it so that one part will be inside, that will serve as the lining of this band. And this is the dress. I've gone ahead to run my gathers at the sleeve area here on both sides. Now this is what they look like. Next, I'm going to turn this to the wrong side. Afterwards, I'm going to take one of these band and pass it inside of this dress. Now we have this at the sleeve opening, alright. I'll just use my pin to secure this in place with the gathered sleeve. Once I'm done arranging this, I'm going to run my stitches around this and repeat the same thing for the other sleeve. So guys, our sleeves are ready and this is amazing. Like, I really love the outcome of this. I mean, this is very fast and easy. I've also gone ahead to hem the base of this dress. So let me know in the comments if you're going to be trying this out. And if you have suggestions, if there is a style you want me to try next, please drop them in the comment section. And do not end this video without subscribing to this channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.